Hello, I'm Josh Ippolito, and I would like to talk about light pollution, and specifically light pollution at SUNY Oneonta. To start, we need to understand what light pollution is. Light pollution is really the use or the inappropriate use of artificial lighting in a manner that creates excessive overglow, meaning that the light escapes into areas that you don't necessarily want or necessarily had intended the light to be in originally. And why is this bad? There are two main reasons. One is human health, and two is wildlife. For human health, high wavelength or low wavelengths with high energy, specifically lights that we use every day, like white lights, they're high energy radiation basically on the electromagnetic spectrum, which means that it can alter your DNA. And over extended time, meaning 20, 30 years of you being exposed to artificial light every day, it can cause cancer, autoimmune diseases, and this has specifically been seen in women, specifically breast cancer and liver cancer in women. And it's also damaging in other ways to human health, like circadian rhythms. It throws your sleep schedule all out of whack and causes all sorts of autoimmune problems. For wildlife, we specifically worry about animals reproducing, and plants growing their fruit at the wrong time. So the plants think that it's the wrong season or the wrong part of the day, and it either accelerates the production or it slows down their production, which then harms the wildlife because they have less food to eat. And also for wildlife, if you have animals like bats or owls that depend on sound, a lot on sound, and then there are other animals that depend a lot on light, you're going to be messing with the way that they perceive things. So that's dangerous for a lot of wildlife. And then moving on to some other subcategories like the economy and resources, which kind of fit together. Keeping on lights all the time isn't necessarily good for the economy. And in many cases, a lot of commercial stores and other commercial areas have switched to, for security reasons, right? You want the lights on at night. Have switched to motion sensors. So at night, if there's motion detected, the lights turn on. And that way, you don't have lights on 24/7 in the day and in the night. And you still get to keep your security at night when no one's in the area. And this is also bad because you're using resources, right? You need to power those lights. And you don't necessarily want a higher intensity light at a lower cost. You don't need to keep increasing, right, the light to make it look like daytime. And that costs resources, right? Money and fossil fuels or whatever other, even if you're using renewable energy, you're still using up the photovoltaic cells or in your solar panels, or you're using up, you're putting wear and tear on your turbines in nuclear power plants or in hydropower plants. And then also for dark skies. Because I'm an astronomer, it's important to me that we preserve dark skies and that we're able to explore the universe. So those are the main reasons why it's bad. Now to focus on what we can do about it. And the good thing is that it's actually really easy and very inexpensive to fix this. One thing we could do, which SUNY Oneonta has already incorporated, is bi-level lighting. What happens is they're basically attached to motion sensors. After a certain amount of time, the lights dim, and then after another certain amount of time, maybe 10 minutes, the lights turn off, maybe except for one or two. That way you still have safety and security, but you're saving energy. Another option, which is super easy, is covers. The light should be directed downward directly towards the ground. The cover shouldn't be flat, it should be cone-shaped and direct the light into the exact area that you want it. Having the light released in all directions is not only a waste of energy and resources, but it's preventing you from actually seeing the area or lighting up the area that you want to light up. And another solution is to use red lights. Red lights is the solution that would prevent cancer and autoimmune diseases because red lights have lower energy. They basically have longer wavelengths and they're lower energy emissions. So red lights would prevent less cancer or prevent more cancer from happening and would prevent more autoimmune diseases from occurring because red light would also not disrupt your circadian rhythm and your sleep schedule, therefore preventing autoimmune diseases, which a lot of the time stem from lack of sleep or poor sleep. And then also just turning off the lights when not in use. So I hope that you'd be able to take this into consideration. These steps to mitigate light pollution are easy, and there's really no reason not to introduce them, especially red LEDs. Even if they can't be introduced outside, you could put them inside, especially for at night if you want to light up a building at night. These are all relatively easy solutions and pretty cost efficient. And you'd also save money in the long term using less intense lights. So I hope you take that into account. Thank you for listening to me. Have a good day.